Hi everyone, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a reaction, not an instant reaction. It's been a long day for me. I've been stuck on a motorway in the northwest doing my day job because of a massive traffic jam and a huge accident. So I was late back home, late back to all the action that's all things Newcastle today, which has been absolutely crazy. Starting with my reaction to this, the Champions League draw is in. We know who Newcastle United will be playing in this year's Champions League, and my word, did it not disappoint. What a team, a list of teams, a cacophony of clubs that Newcastle United have got to play in this season's Champions League in the new format. I'm going to try to break it down as simply and easy as I can, if I even understand it myself. So the draw was tonight at 6 p.m. Most of you will be watching it live. I was pulled over in a lay-by watching it live on my little doodah gadgets in my car as the rain was smashing down on my windscreen because I was massively late back, as I say, thanks to my day in traffic jams. But Newcastle United have drawn the list of following teams in the Champions League, which is unbelievable. So there is home fixtures and away fixtures. I'm going to break this all down for you. And these are the teams that we've got to play. So Newcastle United's 4 home fixtures in the 8 games that we have to play. Get this, unbelievable. The pot 1 fixture that come out. Could you ask for a better game than this? Newcastle United versus Barcelona at St. James's Park. My word, unbelievable. What a game that is going to be for match day 1. That's a Bobby Robson derby as well. Not only that, it invokes memories of Tino Asprilla, 3-2 hat-trick hanging in the air for God knows how long. That is going to be an incredible experience for Newcastle United fans to watch out of the Champions League, and you couldn't ask for a more we're back in the Champions League game than that as well, which is incredible. Then the next home fixture is Newcastle versus Benfica as well. Portuguese giants. That's an unbelievable game as well. Newcastle in the 3rd game, home fixture, is Newcastle versus PSV Eindhoven. That's another Bobby Robson derby, as memory serves. That's a brilliant team. Huge Dutch giant, steeped in prestige in terms of their history in the Champions League as well. Not maybe the force that they used to be, but a brilliant side with a great history nonetheless. And I always remember the old European nights at St. James's Park, and I loved walking back into the pubs and having beers with the Dutch fans. They were excellent, they were awesome guys. So really looking forward to that home fixture as well. And the last home fixture, the pot 4 home fixture game, is Newcastle United versus Atletico Bilbao, which is an unbelievable fixture again in itself. What a list of 4 home games that is for the Newcastle United St. James's Park home crowd to get their teeth into. That's a brilliant list of fixtures. Let's get into the away fixtures now. So this is how the new league works. It's a little league of 8 teams, and then obviously you have to get your points on the board for the 8 games, and then that's when you go through the knockout stages and all that kind of stuff. It is a little bit confusing in terms of rules, but it's a hell of a lot better, and you got more chance of getting through, I think, than the previous one as well. But this is the 4 away fixtures straight off the bat. The pot 1 away fixture game, PSG, last year's winners against Newcastle United. Revenge is on the cards for them screwing us with a bullshit penalty that did not hit Tino Livramento's arm. Revenge is on the cards in that game. I can't wait for that. The second game, Bayer Leverkusen. That's a brilliant fixture as well. Huge team in the Bundesliga, previously managed by Xabi Alonso to the Bundesliga title not too long ago there. A team that nurtured the likes of Florian Wirtz and Frimpong, who are now in the Premier League. I think Erik ten Hag is the manager there now. They've not had a great pre-season, so hopefully that's a good fixture for Newcastle United to win. The third one, Marseille versus Newcastle United. De Zerbi going back against De Zerbi. Eddie Howe versus De Zerbi again. I think De Zerbi got the best of Eddie Howe when he was the Brighton manager as well. A certain Mason Greenwood as well will be making an appearance against Newcastle United. I'm sure we'll let him know what we think about him as fans. The pot 4 away game is Belgian side Union Saint-Gilloise, who actually do have an English player in their midst, I think. And I think he's a Newcastle fan. He was pumping his fists mentally on social media. Ross Sykes, I think his name is. So he was really excited about that fixture. So that's the games that we have there, which is absolutely incredible. It really, really does. I mean, in many ways, the Sierra looks more difficult than the last Champions League fixture, where we were placed in the group of death. But it's never going to be easy for Newcastle in this competition. But you know what? We've got to get stuck in. We've got to enjoy these European nights, and we've got to fancy our chances against anybody at home. And I know those home games are difficult, as are some of those away fixtures. But Newcastle United have got to back themselves in this competition. We've fought hard to get here, and we really need to turn it on with the additions we've made to the squad as well. There's players there with Champions League experience as well. Even Aaron Ramsdale has got Champions League experience with Arsenal. Jacob Ramsey has got it. With Aston Villa, Malik Chow has got it. With AC Milan as well, in terms of the new additions to the squad. Potentially we're going to have a new centre forward on the cards as well, which I'll get into a little bit later on, but definitely do a video when it's signed, sealed and delivered. But it's so exciting to have the Champions League back. It really, really is. What are the dates, in case you didn't know already? Well, match day 1 is the 16th to the 18th of September. Match day 2, 30th of September to the 1st of October. Match day 3, 21st, 22nd of October. Match day 4, 4th and 5th of November. Match day 5, 25th, 26th of November. Match day 6 is the 9th and 10th of December. Match day 7 is the 20th and 21st of January. And match day 8 is the 28th of January, 2026. So that is going to keep us Newcastle United content creators very busy with regards to games within those months. And I'm buzzing. I can't wait for the Champions League to get back. I mean, could it have been easier? Yeah, I suppose so. But you know what? Fuck it. If you're in the competition, you might as well have these huge fixtures coming to St James's Park. I mean, the lads will be buzzing for that. I can't wait. Bruno Guimaraes, showing what he can do against Barcelona. Anthony Elanga running at Barcelona. We're going to have Yamal coming to town. We're going to have Gavi, Pedri, Lewandowski, Rafinha. Brilliant players. Even Marcus Rashford on loan there as well. Coming back to St James's Park. That's going to be a huge game for us. Absolutely brilliant game. So I can't wait for these fixtures. They're going to be absolutely class. So yeah, sorry for the late reaction video. And this, as I say, I've had a bit of a hectic day, but what an unbelievable round of fixtures that is. And what a day it's been for Newcastle United as well. Not only did we have the Champions League draw with all the excitement, and it's great to have the distraction away from the shit we've been dealing with over the summer with a certain striker, where the Champions League draw today, something to get excited about. Our owners have been over at the draw. Jamie Rubin was talking about it. Eddie Howe and the lads would have been watching the draw. We've all been watching the draw. We're excited, thinking about these dream fixtures, how we're going to stand up against Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Leverkusen, Marseille, those kind of teams. What we're going to do against in the Champions League. How well is Bruno going to play? Elanga, Tonali, Joe Linton. Those kind of players. This is exciting to talk about again, and not just talk about players who don't want to be here anymore. And then to add to all of that, Newcastle United are back as a Champions League team. We feel like a Champions League team today. To add to all of that, it looks like we're about to sign an unbelievable young striker in the shape of Nick Woltemort from Stuttgart, which I'm going to get stuck into properly when it's signed, sealed, and delivered. I've been bitten way too much this summer in terms of getting excited about players and it not happening. But this kid looks absolutely class. There's a touch of the Dimitar Berbatovs about him, who did come from Bayer Leverkusen to Spurs in the Premier League many years ago, and he was class. And this kid looks like he's got a lot. He's big, he's strong, he's got a great touch, good movement, quick feet, can get goals, good in the air as well. I'm really excited about the prospect of this lad playing for Newcastle United. And I don't think we're done. I think there'll be another centre forward in the back of that. Probably going to be Wisser, I think, because if we do sign Woltemort, I don't think we'll sign Strand Larsen because they're too similar. But Strand Larsen, I think, was always going to be a bit of a reach. I think Wolves made it really clear from the start that he wasn't for sale. You could tell by the price, and I get that. I respect that from Wolves, but this could be really exciting. Champions League is back. Unbelievable fixtures. Brilliant games, brilliant atmosphere coming to St James's Park. Expectation, anticipation in the air. Unbelievable. Eddie Howe going to get a chance to show what he can do in the Champions League again. More experience this time round. The players as well, more experience this time round. And you throw a real top, exciting young striker talent in European football, Germany's next big centre forward, into the mix as well. 22, 23 years old. Things are starting to look a lot more rosy in the Newcastle United garden than they have done over the last few months. So that's my thoughts on that, guys. Buzzing for the Champions League to be back. Let me know what you think about the fixtures below. Which one are you the most excited about going to? Are you going to go in person, or are you watching the TV? Let us know. We want to hear everything about how you feel about the Champions League and what do you think about the potential sign of Nick Woltemort as well. We're going to get stuck properly into that in the video when it's done, which hopefully will be tomorrow, because I think he's already in Newcastle for his medical. Thanks to some eagle-eyed Newcastle fans walking the dog, walking and stalking. I love it, Newcastle fans, making sure this new player knows exactly what he's going to sign for. A club that's passionate and loves players who want to play for this football club. Exciting times, guys. Great to be positive about things. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll be back as well soon with the Leeds preview and the live post-match after Leeds on Saturday. We're hoping Newcastle have got the first win in the bag of the Premier League season as well. Thanks for watching. Have a belter. See you later. Let's not see
Newcastle United win at Wembley. Eddie Howe's heroes celebrate. They have done it.